Don't you love those influencers and those videos that just give you those aha moments? I do too, and I'm going to show you one right now. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Your Digital Mindset, the channel devoted to you, the digital marketer, your mindset, and especially your bottom line. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up if you find value in the video, comment down below, and pound the notification bell so you get alerted when we drop new videos, which is every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and now wildcard day between 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. All right, yeah, I love those videos and those influencers that give you that, wow, I just learned something, something I can actually use, something that oftentimes can change your life. And I like to think of myself as that kind of influencer, but there's also influencers that I follow. So I decided to start doing a series on and sharing some videos, video clips of influencers that I follow, either give me those aha moments or share things with me that either change my life, change my business, or make a significant impact in what we're doing while we're here on this blue ball we call Earth. Okay. Anyway, check out the video and I'll see you on the other side.
I can't tell you why I'm this way, but I do believe it was baseball. I never took it personally when a coach said, you're dropping your shoulder. In other words, because of athletics, when a guy said, spread your right leg out, your legs are too close together, I never thought, I suck, I can't hit. I wanted to know how to hit better. I wanted to know how to throw better. And so for me personally, I'm constantly in a crisis to get to the next version of me. It's not like I'd like to. I wish I only would like to. I probably have a little bit more peace in my life. I am in a crisis to get the next version of me. And so the guy sitting in front of you right now, if I come back in a year and I'm just the same exact person with the same thoughts, same ideas, same ways of delivering them, this was a wasted year of my life, right? So I want to know how to get to that next version of me. And so for those of you that struggle with taking criticism, you got to ask yourself, how important is it to you to grow? Because you were put on earth to grow, to contribute, to serve, to help. You were in your way. And the current version of you is perfect as it stands right now, but it will be inferior next year. You're perfect as you are now, especially you ladies listening to this. There's all this messaging, you're not this, you're not smart enough. Women are too dominant, then they're a diva, right? Or you're not beautiful enough. Ladies, men, you too, you are perfect as you exist right now, but that version of you isn't sufficient next year. You gotta be crazy, hungry, crisis to get to that next version of you. I want the data. I want the input. I want the information. I want the feedback to get to the next version of me, regardless of how it emotionally makes me feel. I'm like driven by that. Without that information, why am I living? If I could go back and you could only give me one skill to begin with and I had to build from all of it, I can tell you for sure what it would be for me, and that would be the ability to influence. So it's the ability to persuade people. Without that skill set, the vast majority of my wealth does not exist. If you can't persuade people, if you can't influence people to make decisions that are in their own best interest, but that also grow your business, your brand, your company, your net worth, you can't ever become successful. One thing that everybody I know that's a leader in everything they do can do is persuade people. Now, I watch people do that in all different types of ways. Some do it through intimidation, some do it through force, some do it through humor, some do it through persuasive strategies, transfer of energy, you name it. But all leaders can persuade. All successful people can get people to make decisions in their own best interest that also get them to participate with their company. It's the #1 skill that I see most people not spending the most time on, is their ability to communicate, their ability to persuade people. And because they're constantly trying to go to a different course, or they think that somehow if their product is good enough, or they get the right sales pitch, that somehow they're gonna win. But the fact of the matter is, you've got to become a better persuader. Don't go broke trying to look rich. That's one thing everybody's doing right now. They're going broke trying to look rich. So here's what I am. I don't care where you put the money. You know, there's guys out there saying it should be real estate, it should be the stock market. If you don't save money when you're broke, this is the thing no one's telling you. If you don't save money when you're broke, I'm talking about 10 bucks a month, 20 bucks a month. The crazy belief system in the world is that you will save it once you make more. If you have a habit of spending, you will spend more when you make more. I know a lot of people who make a lot of money, who have a Lamborghini or a car or a house, that are dead broke. Dead broke. You all would be shocked by who's really rich and by who's really broke. Yeah. You'd be shocked because you either are a spender or you are a saver. When I was 26 years old, I made $750,000 that year, and I was living in a $750 a month apartment. Right. Your mind gravitates towards which it is most familiar with. And so if you're really familiar with what you're worried about and what your problems are and your fears are, and that becomes your dominating thinking, I know you've all heard this, but here's the reason why. Your mind loves what's familiar. Okay. And so if you don't go touch dreams, for example, just experience it for a second. For example, we would go down once every 8 weeks. If I did well in business, we really knocked it out, we could find a deal. I had 200 bucks. We'd go to the Ritz-Carlton or some hotel, Ocean, and for one day, oceanfront, feel like what it felt like to valet your car. Right? Walk in the lobby, Mr. Milet, welcome back, right? She'd go get a massage, I'd play a little bit of golf, and just for that day, I'd touch the dream. And then maybe we do it again in a month or two, and again in a month, just little tastes of it. My mind began to become familiar with it. And more crazy, I started to kind of trick myself into thinking I belonged there. because we never end up anywhere we don't believe we don't belong and then we're not familiar with. So there's these things you'd like to do in your life, either visually seeing them over and over again and repeating those images to yourself, that's powerful, but a double whammy is to not only repeat them and see them, but to go see, there's one thing that's a visual stimulus in your brain that makes you want to do something. The triple whammy is if you could see it, touch it, feel it, and smell it. If you allow all your senses to experience something, it becomes far more familiar to your brain. And so I'm a massive advocate of touching a dream in any form you can get it, the best of which is actually going and experiencing it short term. If you begin to believe you belong there, you're a little bit better. And so you will not probably produce many things in your life that you've not visited either mentally or literally thousands of times. And so if you want to end up somewhere, you better be visiting them. Those could be dreams, visions, but the most important thing is if you could actually, more powerful, is if you could go touch them short term, massive difference. Drive by the neighborhood, see the cars. If you want to spend your life in service for your church or your community, take a day out every month and actually do it. Know what it feels like for an afternoon to feed the homeless or to do, and you begin to love it and feel it and believe you belong there, more and more chance that you'll be able to do that full time someday. One thing I want to challenge you to be is a leader of your business, whether it's just you're a leader of one, which is you as a salesperson, or a leader of 10 as a team, or a company of 25,000 employees, is you must become evangelical about your cause and your mission. The greatest business people have an evangelical property about them. They're evangelizing all the time. They're propagating the strengths, the benefits of their business, of their mission, of their cause. One of the great evangelists of all time is Steve Jobs. There's a great book written by a guy named Guy Kawasaki many years ago called Selling the Dream. And in that book, he talks about the way that Steve Jobs sold the dream of Apple, and he literally called him an evangelist for the cause. There's a great story in that book about Steve Jobs when he was recruiting. He knew he needed to have a CEO of his company, and he wanted to have the best. And at that time, there was a man named Scully who was the head of Pepsi, and Jobs was this young kid in his 20s trying to recruit this executive who had made millions of dollars, and he couldn't get him, and he couldn't get him, and he couldn't get him. And finally, he gets the voicemail back in those days, the answering machine actually of Scully, and he says, Listen, man, when you're tired of selling sugar water to kids over there at Pepsi and you want to come change the world, freaking call me back and we'll do it together. Boom, and he hangs up, right? He was evangelical about the cause. Sugar water and Pepsi changed the world at Apple, right? And Scully, who's making millions of dollars, he's CEO of one of the most powerful companies in the world, looks to his wife and she says, I think he's right. We aren't changing the world. And it was that one cause-oriented evangelical phone call from Steve Jobs, and it exuded out of his pores. Every stage speech he gave, every one-on-one, every board meeting, when he'd meet with their software engineers, when he'd meet with the programmers, he was always evangelical, internally and externally, and built a culture of one of the greatest movements of all time in the history of business.
All right, so what do you think about that one? Did that give you an aha moment or teach you something that you didn't know before, or maybe something totally different than you're used to even watching? That's kind of the point is, just because you're watching somebody who does digital marketing or online entrepreneurship or something like that, I follow a lot of even more deeper, profound things than just making money online, things that help us become better versions of ourselves. That's why I started Your Digital Mindset is to help my subscribers with their mindset or help them realize that they can be a better version of themselves. That's the point. That's my point every day is when I get up every morning, I want to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And if we're a better version of ourselves, then we can be, everything else around us can be better. And that's really the point. Providing value to those around us, those that we care about, those that we're supposed to be serving, and those that we love, is to make everybody's world a better place. So I've been a little deep there. Sorry if it was, but either way, hopefully you got something out of that video. Also, if you want to change your life, come join us at yourdigitalmindset.com. If not, I'll see you in the next video. It's Chaz here with yourdigitalmindset.com, and I'll see you on the inside. Thanks a lot.